I think, like you
Yeah,
said, there's a lot of people who are just they're not even sure what AI is, but
right.
they're kind of afraid of it, and that's the easiest thing to dispel. You mentioned the MCP. I actually was playing with an MCP server call from a service called GoToHuman,
Uh-huh.
and I'll send you the link to it. It's kind of cool. It's um it's basically building in human approval into a workflow. So it basically assembles your workflow and brings people in just to like do their checks, but it sort of just makes that part easier for you if you're building out workflows.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's this type of stuff as you're watching this MCP space become the new API for businesses as businesses are building out their services. Now they're building out MCP as a way to deliver their service. And it's just becoming even more of a stacking Legos building your service now. It's very cool. It's in if I showed people this and said this is what AI is, it starts to dispel it. Because I think they realize like, oh, it's just it's like when we talked about that co-intelligence book and explaining the human in the loop strategies. It starts to like
Yes.
take away, peel back some of that fear and go, oh, okay, that actually makes a ton of sense. Oh, wait, that's not any different than I actually do with my people. This is not scary anymore, or at least less so
Well,
until
so
you
I was
read the headlines.
like, I was thinking about the Jeff Bezos quote about how this is electricity, and I think that's a solid analogy that people can get on board with. Because when you think about appliances, it's essentially doing something that we used to do for ourselves. A refrigerator as an appliance keeps us from having to go buy blocks of ice in order to keep our food cold. Like, I don't think about the electricity that it's built on. I just think about the appliance.
Yeah, yeah. I think
And
that's a
like
great analogy.
you can look at these AI frontier companies as the first electric companies.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it is. There's going to be such an economy built on top of them
Mhm.
that the idea that you're just like, well, I'll just wait for this to blow over. That's just not an option.
Right. Well, and it's also is the foundation for the information economy, not the infotainment economy. Like, there will be an entertainment economy based off of this too, and that's fine. But for our purposes as editors and journalists, the information economy is where we want to be.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think also there's a really great book I'm reading right now that talks about this evolution, and I think infotainment is they're talking about the electricity. There are point solutions in the economy where it's like, oh, I currently have steam engines. I can swap those out for electric engines and I get immediate benefit. The core part of my business doesn't change. And I think that's what infotainment represented. It's a spot solution. So it's very easy for that business to just swap out the core technology, get almost all of the benefit and continue to do everything that they're doing. And they accelerate and they seem like they're really getting it. And that's the growth. But the real growth happens is when people build new factories and the whole thing is wired for electricity and it's not
Yeah.
a point solution.